Hi, Bethany here. Today we're going to go ahead and develop or make some developer. It's a monobath. It's the CineStill Film DF96 monobath developer. It's a single step solution, so it's a developer and a fix and all in one, and it just knocks out a few other steps along the way that most of us who develop our own film or have in the past go through. So I wanted to try it. I've never used Monobath, and I got a really good deal on it at a local store here in Seattle, and it's time to use it. I still shoot a lot of film. I've always shot a lot of film. I've always shot film in the sense that I started out as a film shooter, 35 millimeter multi and medium format, and to this day I still shoot it. Even though it is the digital age, I always carry my digital camera, obviously, when I'm doing an assignment or a project, and I also carry a film camera with me because you just never know what's going to happen. And 35 millimeter film, I feel it's a very wise decision in the sense that it's tactile. It has a permanence that our digital era doesn't, and the nostalgia and the feel of shooting film. But, for practical reasons too, it's not something that can just disappear in a cloud one day because you just don't know what the future holds. So I feel it's still very relevant, as do many people. And I've always enjoyed shooting it. I used to live in a couple different countries independently, and I was always developing my film by myself with, not the greatest temperature, not the greatest water, but I was doing it. And it would have been really nice to have a monobath solution at that point in time. We're gonna get started here. And I'll tell you what, I was sick for a really long time. So when I mix my chemicals, I use a mask now. And I also use gloves. Most people don't, but with my condition and what I've been through, safety first. Just like always having a fire extinguisher in my dark room. You just never know. I've got all kinds of stuff going on in here because I have an alternative printer for UV printing. It's a time bomb waiting to happen. No, not really. It's a typical chemistry studio. My dad was a chemist, so it's like, I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree in a way. But photography is chemistry when we talk about analog, and it's science and it's art, and it's all those that combination is really what intrigues me, and also absolutely the part about storytelling. And having been fortuitous enough, and also actually very action oriented in the sense of putting myself in positions to photograph amazing events here in the United States and abroad. I'm going to make 1,000 milliliters of this solution. So really what I want to do, when I open the package, I see it's a little different. I have part A and I have part B. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to put on my mask once I add the fixer, because that's always the really nasty stuff, is I've already measured this stuff out, because I know you just don't want to watch me like filling this full of water. And I have 600 milliliters of water to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this part A. Ooh. I'm going to mix that well in there. And my water temperature is 68 degrees. I've already done this ahead of time. And it's more relative when I'm actually developing the film. Whew, you want to mix this stuff really good. I don't know how old this is. I don't know if that's why it was on such, like it was on sale so well. But I guess we'll find out if it works. I still shoot a lot of street photography, like street documentary photography. And, whee, dog. And like I said, I carry a film camera with me along with my digital, always. You want to mix this really good. This is, you don't want to have any debris floating around because you don't want specks on your film. Good thing I'm using my gloves here. I'm just using a spatula. And you know, the warmth of the water also helps to break down the chemical in the water. So I've got my 600 milliliters here, and you want to make sure your container's clean. I also shoot wet collodion or amber types, ferro types, yada yada. And I have completely different jugs and containers for that. Everything's separate. So as soon as I get this well stirred, I can still see some flakes that need to be dissolved. Okay, so stir away this developer. It's pretty well dissolved, or the part A, I should say. Now, I presume that this is the fixer here in part B. And I am gonna wear my mask. I actually have really good ventilation in here, but I'm not gonna turn the ceiling fan on because then you couldn't hear the process, and we don't want that overriding. So I'm gonna put this on exactly as I add part B, which is like big rocks of fixer. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh. Yeah, nasty stuff. Okay, so this is pretty well mixed. I'm not seeing any granulation. Maybe a little. But what might help is when I top it off with the 400 milliliters. I'm going to check my temperature of my water with the photo thermometer. Wow. Okay, I'm exactly at 68. Voila. So always make sure to have everything super clean. That's so I'm adding the rest of the water to my AB solution. So I'll have a tight 1000 milliliters here. And I just want to make sure everything's well mixed. And I have a new jug here. And you know, you always want to make sure to write the date. So it's what, October, yep, 2025. And I think this solution is good for about 16 rolls, or lasts roughly 2 months. And I will definitely use that because I go through solution like there's no tomorrow, because I'm always developing my own black and white film. It's more cost effective. I can get it done in several rolls. I have control over it. I can push it, I can pull it, I can leave it alone. And you know, I've sent things off to labs before for black and white. It's just almost a nightmare because they don't have the connection to your film that you do, and somebody is hand processing it, and you don't know how much experience they have, or you know, is their solution well made? I mean, you don't know. I've gotten some things back and I'm like, holy crap, you know, it's like got stains on it. So I'm like, it's not worth it because A, I can save money, B, I have creative control over it, which is, you know, obviously super important.